Listen to me carefully and stop scrolling immediately. I am not asking you for a favor today. I am warning you with absolute prophetic authority. Do not dare to move past this exact moment. This is not a random coincidence, and the algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. Divine alignment intercepted your feed right now, because you are standing at the threshold of a permanent timeline shift that will change everything. If you leave before the end, you will miss the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees your massive vindication against those who wronged you. The dark enemy is screaming at you to swipe away right now. He knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your life breaks completely. Lock your attention right here on this screen. The final verdict on your massive spiritual victory is about to be read aloud for everyone. Someone who treated you as replaceable is currently experiencing a full-blown internal system crash. It is a public and completely irreversible collapse. You know exactly who I am talking about right now. They walked around with absolute arrogance while constructing a very dangerous and false narrative about you to hide their own deep insecurities. They whispered toxic lies to anyone who would listen to their fabricated stories and pathetic excuses. They fully expected your sudden departure to break you into tiny pieces. They waited for you to beg and explain yourself again, but instead you became the absolute uncertainty they were never built to handle. Your silent energy is making them panic in ways nobody has ever witnessed before. And now, the very people they used to gossip with are watching them completely unravel in broad daylight while they try to maintain control. Their fake mask has not just slipped slightly today, it has permanently shattered in front of the entire world. Buckle in, chosen one, because what you are about to hear is not just a casual commentary. It is a specific and undeniable X-ray of the meltdown happening behind closed doors right now. The universe is forcefully making them choke on the exact silence you left behind when you finally decided to walk away and protect your peace. You stopped explaining yourself to people who were completely committed to misunderstanding you. That restraint was absolutely not a sign of weakness. That profound silence was a highly lethal weapon. That single act of choosing your dignity over your revenge signed their permanent eviction notice and handed the final verdict to a divine court they cannot ever appeal. They are currently suffocating in your heavy absence. Every single day they wake up, hoping you will finally break your solid silence. They want you to reach out and give them the emotional reaction they desperately need to survive. They are starving for your pure and unmatched energy. But your strict refusal to play their twisted game has permanently cut off their main oxygen supply and left them wandering completely in the dark without a guide. I need you to truly feel the heavy gravity of this profound spiritual shift. The tables have not just turned in your favor. The entire room has been violently flipped upside down. They thought your deep exhaustion would keep you chained to their endless cycle of toxic manipulation because you always used to forgive them. They arrogantly believed you would always act as their personal human battery, but they severely underestimated the massive dormant power hiding inside your ancient spirit. You carry a specific and irreplaceable gravity that makes time itself look like an absolute fool. Nothing makes your enemies sicker than watching you step into a new season completely unbothered. They spent many dark years actively praying for your inevitable downfall. They expected the harsh betrayals to carve deep, heavy wrinkles into your face and drain your precious life force until you had absolutely nothing left to give. Do not let the fake matrix distract you from this undeniable and powerful confirmation. The intense panic they are feeling right now is the direct result of your elevated frequency. They cannot read your bright mind anymore, and it is driving them absolutely crazy. You are the terrifying mirror that finally forced them to look at their own rotting reflection, and they cannot handle the ugly truth of what they have become. This is exactly why they are loudly making noise about you to mutual friends and strangers. They are desperately trying to provoke a response to prove they still have access to your elite energy. Do not give them a single drop of your precious healing light. Your pure silence is the heaviest burden they have ever been forced to carry alone. Watch them slowly drown in the loud noise of their own destructive making, while heaven prepares your massive table in the presence of your defeated enemies. If your spirit confirms this raw truth right now, I need you to physically anchor it. Gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with highest heaven. This simple physical action puts a massive spiritual shield around this divine prophetic mandate, so the dark elite cannot steal your breakthrough. It tells the universe you are truly ready to claim your absolute and total vindication. Do not hesitate when the divine realm asks for your immediate physical move. Now, let us go much deeper into this exact feeling today. There is a specific physical reason you feel this heavy weight. Your shoulders are extremely tight, and the pain is entirely real. And every single morning when you wake up, the heaviness is already sitting directly on your chest before you even open your eyes. You push through the daily struggle, and you smile brightly for them. But deep inside, your ancient spirit is completely and utterly exhausted. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the dark enemy hid. That heavy and suffocating feeling in your chest is not normal. You wake up at 3 in the morning with your jaw incredibly tight. Your heart races, while their face flashes in your mind out of nowhere. Listen to me very carefully, because that is absolutely not clinical anxiety. That physical weight is your highly advanced spirit detecting the massive panic of your enemies who just realized they permanently lost you. You are not going crazy, and you are not imagining things. They are starving for your pure energy, and the spiritual backlash is hitting you. That burning sensation sitting deep in your throat is absolutely real. It is the painful truth you constantly kept swallowing back down to protect them. You swallowed your own powerful voice just to maintain their fake and fragile peace. You tried explaining your pure heart to people committed to misunderstanding you. You poured out your soul while they gave you cold and empty stares. They took your vulnerable words and violently twisted them into dangerous weapons. And every single time you tried to clarify your true intentions, the heavy lump in your throat grew bigger and more painful. Stop swallowing your authentic truth to protect their fragile egos right now. You were desperately trying to translate your bright light into a language they could understand, but they did not want to understand you or see your massive value. They only wanted to keep you deeply confused and constantly explaining yourself. As long as you explained, you actively fed them your precious life force. You acted as the ultimate emotional stabilizer for their highly chaotic environment. You constantly absorbed their toxic waste and quietly turned it into pure peace. You were the human battery keeping their ridiculous illusion alive, but your deep compassion became the exact trap they used to drain you completely dry. The heavy brain fog you experience right now is absolutely not a medical issue. It is a severe spiritual attack on your cellular frequency and your pure energetic field. Your sensitive nervous system was forced to carry the massive weight of their unhealed trauma. You held the heavy sky up while they actively tried to break your innocent legs. The profound physical exhaustion behind your eyes is simply your body rejecting their parasitic attachment. Your spirit finally recognized the dangerous threat and forcibly shut down your willingness to cooperate. They expected you to always play the quiet peacemaker and fix their massive daily messes. They relied on your endless empathy to cover up their dark and rotting interior. But you are a cycle breaker, and heaven designed you for so much more. You can clearly feel the intense shift happening inside your physical body right now. The thick and heavy fog is slowly beginning to lift from your incredibly tired mind. And as you stop explaining yourself to them, your entire cellular structure actively undergoes a massive and permanent healing reset. You are aggressively reclaiming the exact energy they secretly stole from you. You are permanently unplugging your mind from their low-frequency matrix. The sudden quietness in your daily life might feel incredibly strange right now, but that empty space is actually the protective barrier heaven placed around you to stop the massive energy leak from destroying you. They want you to feel incredibly guilty for finally walking away. They send flying monkeys to test your boundaries and drag you back into the mud. They demand fake closure and lengthy explanations that they absolutely do not deserve. Your complete silence is the loudest and most devastating answer you could ever give them. Do not dare to break your sacred fast to feed a starving demon. Let them stay incredibly hungry while they watch you rise above their level. Your body is currently adjusting to a much higher and cleaner spiritual altitude. The physical symptoms you feel are simply the growing pains of your massive spiritual elevation. Your strong lungs are actively expanding to breathe the rare air of absolute total freedom. The toxic people who are currently furious about your strong new boundaries are exactly the ones who heavily benefited from your previous lack of them. Let them be completely mad about your massive growth. Their intense anger is their own heavy burden to carry now. You are stepping directly into a brand new season of unmatched mental clarity. The dark days of twisting yourself into knots to make them comfortable are officially over. You are the irreplaceable diamond they foolishly threw back into the dirty mud. And now you are shining so brightly, it physically hurts their tired and envious eyes. Every time you choose your divine peace over their chaos, you rapidly age backward, while their deep hidden bitterness and dark terrible envy are actively aging them like cheap milk left in the sun. Stay deeply anchored in this specific frequency because it is your absolute greatest protection. The painful physical lump in your throat is finally dissolving forever. Your authentic voice returns to your body with massive and undeniable divine power. You no longer need to translate your bright soul for people who prefer the dark. Your mere existence alone is a complete and devastating sentence. Let me completely reframe your entire reality right here and right now. You probably did not realize it at the time, but your silence was a highly lethal weapon. The dark enemy desperately wants you to believe that walking away means you are extremely weak. They tell their friends you ran away because you could not handle the raw truth, but that is a complete and utter lie. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this massive shift. What is the most devastating and terrifying weapon you currently hold in your hands today? It is not loud revenge. It is not an angry text message. They completely expected a massive fight from you because they desperately wanted you to scream and cry and violently defend your good name. They had all their cruel arguments completely prepared and ready to unleash upon you without mercy. But you simply turned around and walked away without saying a single word. This total lack of reaction completely shattered their dark and fragile minds. You must understand the true nature of a desperate energy vampire. They are completely empty and rotting inside their dark and twisted souls. They do not possess a single drop of authentic light or genuine peace. They rely entirely on stealing the bright energy of the chosen ones to survive another day because they are completely disconnected from the divine source. Without a pure human battery, they cannot function in the real world. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people today. Every single time you tried to explain your deep feelings, you were actively feeding their dark spirits with your precious life force. Your deep pain was incredibly delicious fuel for their massive, empty egos. When you cried, you handed them the exact power they needed to feel superior and dominant. And this is exactly why your current silence is so unbelievably lethal to them. You did not just walk away from a highly toxic environment. You completely and permanently cut off their main oxygen supply and locked the heavy doors forever so they can never return to steal your light. Now they are actively starving to death in the cold, dark void you left behind. They are incredibly frantic and desperate right now. They are knocking on empty doors trying to find a quick replacement for your rare energy. They actively try to provoke you just to get a single tiny drop of reaction. A negative reaction is still precious fuel to a starving demon who has absolutely nothing else to consume. Do absolutely not give them the satisfaction of your precious attention. Read that again in your spirit and let it sink deep into your tired bones. Your quiet departure broke their massive illusion forever and exposed their hidden weakness. You were uniquely designed to act as the bright mirror, reflecting their incredibly ugly truth back at them. When you finally removed the clear mirror, they were forced to look at their own miserable shadows. They are terrified of what they see, and they absolutely cannot stand their own toxic company for even a single second. They are permanently trapped in a low-frequency prison of their own making. Your profound silence locked the heavy iron door and completely threw away the only key. They are suffocating under the heavy weight of their own unresolved karma and strict divine judgment. You must understand that leaving is never an act of running away from a problem. Leaving is a highly offensive spiritual strategy designed by highest heaven to protect your destiny. It is a divine mandate to actively starve the demonic entities trying to drain your light. Your absolute refusal to engage is the ultimate display of untouchable power and massive control over your timeline. They will undoubtedly tell everyone who will listen that you are the bad person. Let them talk to the empty wind while they slowly lose their minds and unravel completely. Their toxic gossip is just a desperate and pathetic cry for brand new fuel. The people who believe their shallow lies belong in the exact same low-frequency matrix. You do not need to save anyone who chooses to remain in the dark. You are the designated cycle breaker for your entire family bloodline. You completely refuse to participate in their generational trauma and twisted psychological games. You confidently stepped out of the toxic matrix and claimed your absolute freedom without any hesitation. The heavy chains are completely broken, and the dark enemy has absolutely no legal right to touch you. Feel your absolute unbothered power rising right now, while your unbroken silence is completely rewriting the future and shifting the entire divine timeline. You are not hiding in fear of their next calculated move. You are sitting quietly on your throne while the universe executes flawless divine justice on your behalf. They are entirely powerless against a silent king. This is the exact turning point where everything fundamentally shifts in the unseen spiritual realm. The intense pressure they applied to you has completely reversed its direction and now crushes them entirely. Now the heavy crushing weight is resting entirely on their own guilty shoulders forever. Watch closely as they begin to stumble under the severe consequence of losing your magnificent light. Let us break down exactly what happened behind their closed doors when you finally walked away. The moment you completely withdrew your massive light, their entire reality started heavily fracturing. They suddenly found themselves standing alone in the absolute freezing dark. The heavy protective shield you unknowingly provided for them vanished completely overnight, without warning. Here is what happens when a massive lie gets built that big and complex. It requires an incredible amount of constant energy just to keep the fragile structure from violently collapsing. While you were present, you were the strong foundation holding their entire toxic illusion together. Your intense, bright light actively masked their incredibly deep, rotting darkness from the outside world. But the exact second you permanently removed your elite energy, the fake foundation crumbled instantly. They are currently experiencing a severe and terrifying identity crisis that they cannot hide anymore. They simply do not know how to exist without a pure target to constantly project their massive flaws onto. They are walking around completely lost in a heavy fog of their own making. Pay close attention to this next part, because the dark enemy tried very hard to hide this from you. They are making massive and incredibly sloppy mistakes right now. Because they are completely starving for your pure emotional fuel, their highly calculated mask is slipping constantly in public. The smooth and charming persona they use to manipulate everyone is completely glitching out like a broken machine. They are overreacting to tiny things and lashing out at people who are actively trying to help them. Their deep, hidden paranoia is taking absolute control of their fragile minds. They constantly think everyone is secretly judging them because they know exactly what they did to you. The massive spiritual guilt is slowly eating them entirely alive from the inside out. And this is where the dynamic fundamentally and completely shifts forever in your absolute favor. They used to be the cold master manipulators pulling all the heavy invisible strings. But right now they are acting like completely frantic children, throwing massive public tantrums. They are desperately trying to build a brand new false narrative, but their terrible lies are heavily contradicting themselves. The people around them are finally starting to notice the massive cracks in the fake mask. Your absolute silence forced them to loudly fill the empty void with their own destructive noise. And the more they frantically talk, the more they accidentally expose their true toxic nature to the world. They are single-handedly destroying their own carefully crafted reputation without you lifting a single finger. You must deeply understand the incredible power of your specific frequency. You are the rare and irreplaceable stabilizer. You have the unique divine ability to walk into a completely chaotic room and instantly ground the entire chaotic energy. They secretly relied on your powerful grounding energy just to appear normal to society. Without your steady anchor, they are completely spiraling out of total control. They try to quickly replace you with brand new people who have lower frequencies. But the new targets simply do not possess your massive spiritual depth and incredible resilience. The new supply drains entirely too fast, leaving the narcissist constantly empty and deeply unsatisfied. They quickly realize with sheer terror that your specific elite depth is absolutely unreplicable in this lifetime. Watch what happens next, because it is mathematically and completely precise. Their hidden desperation to fill the massive void makes them incredibly reckless and very dangerous to themselves. They make terrible life choices and highly impulsive decisions, trying to chase a quick dopamine high. Their finances begin to completely crumble, and their fake relationships instantly fall apart. The entire universe is actively turning their own dark weapons against them right now. The exact heavy confusion they constantly tried to put in your pure mind is now taking over their entire life. Heaven is not just sitting quietly and watching them destroy you. Divine justice is actively working overtime to ensure every single drop of your pain is fully avenged. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle and lock in your frequency. This simple action proves you are fully aligned with this massive divine mandate. Do not let the dark elite steal your absolute total victory because you hesitated to claim your power. Your quick obedience is the exact physical anchor heaven desperately needs to release your blessing today. They are frantically running out of precious time, and their borrowed energy is almost entirely depleted. The dark and heavy karma they accumulated by hurting a chosen one is finally catching up with them at terrifying speed. They cannot outrun the absolute consequence of touching one of the rare anointed ones. Their total destruction is not just possible anymore. It is a completely guaranteed certainty that is unfolding right in front of your very eyes. Your completely unbothered silence is the exact catalyst for their total public unmasking. Stay firmly anchored in your pure peace, while they loudly self-destruct in the very trap they set for you. Now I need you to imagine this exact scenario happening completely behind their closed doors. The universe is actively releasing 3 specific and highly devastating stages of total collapse directly onto their lives right now. These 3 stages are completely unavoidable and mathematically precise in their massive execution, and the 3rd stage is absolutely the most terrifying and destructive one of them all. Do not leave before you hear exactly how their final punishment permanently unfolds. Stage number 1 is the massive shock of the unexpected void. When you first removed your pure energy, they completely thought it was just a temporary game. They arrogantly assumed you would quickly crawl back to them, begging for their toxic approval like you always did. They sat comfortably on their fake thrones, waiting for your highly predictable apology. But days turned into long, heavy weeks, and your profound silence remained absolutely unbreakable. This intense realization hit them like a massive, heavy freight train out of nowhere. The sudden lack of your precious fuel forced their dark nervous system into immediate shock. They could not understand how someone who loved them so deeply could simply disappear without a single trace. Your unexpected strength completely shattered their deeply held delusion of absolute control over your life. Stage number 2 is the frantic and desperate scramble for immediate replacement. The second stage is where their fake mask completely begins to melt off their terrified faces. The deep, agonizing hunger for emotional fuel drives them completely insane. Because you completely shut the heavy iron door, they urgently look for someone else to drain. They surround themselves with shallow people who blindly believe their fake and highly edited stories. But these new, weak targets absolutely cannot provide the rare and elite high-frequency energy that you gave them effortlessly. The narcissist quickly realizes they traded a priceless and incredibly rare diamond for a handful of cheap, useless rocks. They actively try to flaunt these brand new people to make you extremely jealous. But when you remain completely unbothered and entirely silent, their desperate plan violently backfires on them. If this is resonating deeply with your cellular knowing right now, do not move. Their intense frustration quickly turns into absolute blind rage because their cheap manipulation tactics no longer work on you. They begin to actively sabotage their brand new relationships because the new people constantly remind them of exactly what they permanently lost. The massive void inside them grows incredibly deeper and much darker every single passing hour. Stay with me right now, because this next revelation is the absolute key to everything. This brings us directly to stage number 3. The final and most devastating stage is the complete public and irreversible collapse. This is the exact moment when the massive, heavy weight of their own dark karma completely crushes them. The tiny cracks in their fake mask have permanently split wide open for the entire world to clearly see. They are completely exhausted from constantly holding up the fake heavy illusion without your powerful help. They begin to actively contradict their own complex lies in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. Their toxic inner circle finally begins to realize they are the actual massive problem. The very people they manipulated to actively hate you are now slowly turning their backs on them forever. Their entire fake empire is violently crumbling down, and they have absolutely nobody to blame but their own toxic selves. They are completely drowning in the loud noise of their own destructive making while frantically searching for a way out. But there is absolutely no escape from the strict divine justice that heaven ordered for them. They are permanently locked inside a terrifying psychological prison entirely constructed by their own massive lies. The universe is actively making sure they intimately feel every single ounce of the deep pain they intentionally caused you. Your profound silence is the exact weapon that slowly starves their demons and forces them to face the ugly and terrifying truth. You completely won the entire massive battle without ever lifting a single physical finger against them. Listen to me very closely. Your unbothered existence is an absolute living nightmare for a master manipulator who permanently lost control. They are currently watching you step entirely into your massive power and age beautifully backward. They see you glowing brightly with an untouched piece they can never ever buy or steal. The 3 heavy stages of their massive collapse are fully active right now, and you do not need to do anything to push it forward. You simply need to sit quietly on your throne and let heaven entirely handle the heavy lifting. The divine timeline is perfectly executing their massive downfall while you confidently step into your brand new season of total, unstoppable abundance. Do not dare to look back at the burning toxic bridge behind you. Let the heavy fire completely consume every single trace of their false reality. You are the rare cycle breaker, and you are entirely free. Let us completely expose the hidden dynamic happening right now. The heavy pressure is building to an absolute breaking point. You remember the toxic flying monkeys who enabled them and blindly believed their twisted stories without questioning anything. They were entirely manipulated to see you as the villain, but the heavy blindfolds are suddenly falling off. While you were present, the narcissist easily hid their chaos because they used your emotional reactions to prove you were the unstable one. They pointed at your deep exhaustion and completely called it crazy. And their loyal followers swallowed every single toxic lie they served. But your profound silence completely destroyed their carefully directed stage play. Because you simply refused to engage, they have absolutely no target left. The flying monkeys are now sitting directly in the heavy line of fire, while the intense narcissistic rage that was meant for you is hitting them. The followers are finally feeling the exact heavy burden you carried alone for years. They are becoming the brand new emotional punching bags. Watch closely because the massive tables are turning violently. The flying monkeys are actively starting to compare notes behind their backs. They are finally noticing the massive gaping holes in the false narrative because the toxic stories simply do not add up anymore without your presence. The fake mask is violently slipping in front of their most loyal audience. The narcissist is entering a state of absolute and total panic. They can feel their loyal army slowly backing away from the chaos. They try to double down on the heavy lies to regain total control, but their frantic energy is only pushing the enablers much further away. The people who used to blindly defend them are now completely exhausted. They are actively experiencing the terrifying drain of the energy vampire. They finally realize you were never the massive problem in the room. You were the rare and protective mirror, taking all the heavy hits for them, while they sat comfortably in the background, unaware of the truth. And now that the thick glass is gone, they are completely unprotected. The flying monkeys are secretly wishing you would come back to save them. But you are absolutely never going back to that low-frequency matrix. You are the irreplaceable chosen one, and your boundaries are entirely permanent. Let them drown entirely in the toxic mess they helped create, because the heavy isolation they maliciously planned for you is now becoming their permanent reality. The universe is flawlessly returning their dark energy. Before we move to the final and most explosive revelation, you must act. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a massive shift. Be their divine angel today and validate their silent struggle while we actively build the remnant army together in total faith. Send this exact confirmation to someone who needs to know they are not crazy. The walls are rapidly closing in on the master manipulator right now. They are completely running out of willing victims to drain and destroy. Their frantic attempts to find new supply are failing absolutely miserably because the heavy darkness they tried to bury you under is now swallowing them completely whole. Every single toxic lie is returning to the sender multiplied. They thought they were the untouchable king of their fake little empire. But a kingdom entirely built on dark lies cannot stand the bright light of truth. Their loyal subjects are actively abandoning the sinking ship one by one. The narcissist is left completely alone with their own rotting reflection while they realize they have absolutely no power left. They are completely terrified of the loud silence. This is the precise and devastating weapon of your silent energy. You did absolutely nothing but claim your deep peace and walk away forever. You did not launch a messy smear campaign or plot a dark revenge because your pure elevation naturally exposed their incredibly low and toxic frequency to everyone. The universe is actively fighting your heavy battles while you rest. I need you to imagine the heavy air right before a massive storm. The atmospheric pressure is completely crushing and highly suffocating. That is exactly what their internal reality feels like at this exact second, while they wait for the inevitable hammer of divine justice to strike. The toxic pressure is entirely too high, and the fragile container is rapidly cracking. The massive and undeniable public explosion is completely imminent. They are standing exactly at the edge of their own total destruction. The flying monkeys have fully turned their backs, and walked away completely. The narcissist has absolutely nowhere left to hide their deep shame and heavy guilt. The entire room is completely quiet, and all the bright lights are pointing directly at their massive failure while everyone watches them drown. The final collapse is here. Stay entirely anchored in your divine protection right now, chosen one. Do not let the dark elite convince you to look away from this total victory. The heavy dominoes are actively falling, and the final strike is completely ready to shatter their remaining ego. The universe is about to deliver the massive public vindication you patiently waited for. Their total ruin is exactly 1 second away. This is the exact moment the heavy dam permanently breaks. And here is the absolute final verdict we promised at the very beginning. That massive public collapse you were patiently waiting for just happened in front of the exact people they used to gossip with. Your unbroken silence did not just hurt them emotionally, it permanently ended their toxic reign of terror. They are currently standing in a crowded room, entirely exposed and completely naked to the absolute truth. The fake and charming mask did not just slip down an inch today. It violently shattered into a million tiny pieces right on the hard floor. Everyone they carefully manipulated is watching them completely lose their fragile minds. The heavy silence in that room is deafening. Watch the terrifying panic actively flood their totally empty eyes. They desperately try to tell another calculated lie to save their fake ego, but their mouths simply cannot form the right words. They loudly stutter and aggressively contradict themselves in front of everyone. The master manipulator is currently malfunctioning like a completely broken and useless machine. The flying monkeys who used to hang on their every single word are physically stepping away in deep disgust. They suddenly see the terrifying and dark monster you quietly endured for long, heavy years. The narcissist reaches out to desperately grab their loyal followers, but grabbing hands meet absolutely nothing but cold air. They are completely abandoned in their darkest hour. This is the undeniable X-ray of their total destruction. You completely won the entire spiritual war without ever lifting a single physical finger against them. Every time your precious name comes up in that room, it hits them with the agonizing weight of their massive mistake. They finally realize they threw away the only genuine diamond they ever held, just to play with cheap rocks. The heavy spiritual debt they arrogantly accumulated is being aggressively collected right here and right now. Their fake finances are crumbling, and their shallow relationships are completely evaporating into thin air. They try to project absolute confidence, but their hands are visibly shaking, and heavy sweat is pouring down their terrified face. Divine justice is an incredibly ruthless collector. You must deeply feel this massive shift in the spiritual atmosphere today. They fully expected your departure to leave you totally broken and begging on your knees for their fake love. But while they are publicly drowning in their own toxic mess, you are firmly standing on the high mountain. You stepped completely into your ageless glow and made time itself look like a massive fool. Your specific divine gravity completely crushed their fake paper empire. They are desperately trying to protect their massive, fragile ego, but the heavy crowd is actively laughing at their pathetic attempts. Their ultimate punishment is simply existing in a cold, dark reality where they can never, ever access your bright light again. They are completely suffocating in the freezing dark. The universe is forcefully making them choke on the exact same poison they aggressively tried to feed you. Every single tear you cried in the dark has transformed into a heavy brick falling directly on their guilty head. They wanted you completely buried and totally destroyed, but instead, they foolishly became the dirty shovel that violently dug up your magnificent hidden treasure. They are completely surrounded by the heavy and dark ruins of their own massive lies. There is absolutely no escape door and no secret trapdoor left for them to ever use. The High Divine Court has formally sealed their dark fate forever, and no earthly lawyer can appeal this final judgment. You are proudly witnessing the absolute flawless perfection of divine spiritual karma. Let this massive and total vindication completely wash over your tired soul right now. You are the rare cycle breaker heaven actively chose to expose their rotting deep darkness. You did not just survive their heavy matrix of twisted lies, you completely dismantled the entire toxic machine just by walking away and firmly locking the heavy iron door permanently behind you. They are frantically screaming your precious name in their private nightmares every single night. They know they permanently ruined the absolute best thing that ever happened to their miserable, empty lives. And the most agonizing part of their severe punishment is knowing you simply do not care anymore. Your total indifference is the sharpest knife twisting deeply in their fragile ego. Watch them completely spiral into absolute madness while you peacefully drink your morning coffee. The heavy storm they intentionally tried to send to your door completely reversed direction and violently destroyed their fake house. The absolute massive power of the chosen ones cannot ever be mocked or manipulated by weak demons. Heaven aggressively defends its rare and precious children. Their massive public humiliation is entirely permanent and completely irreversible. They can never rebuild the fake trust they permanently broke in front of everyone today. Every time they try to look in the clear mirror, they will only see the terrifying ghost of their massive, deep regret. Your silent elite energy destroyed them entirely. The epic heavy battle is officially over. You walked into this heavy season actively bleeding from deep wounds inflicted by people entirely blind to your massive worth. But look closely at your beautiful spirit right now. You are absolutely no longer waiting in wound for a fake apology. You have completely transcended their toxic low-frequency matrix. While they are publicly unraveling, you are stepping into your permanent, ageless glow. The heavy financial struggles and the deep spiritual exhaustion are permanently shattering right here and right now. You are an untouchable sovereign ruling over your brand new reality. The heavy, rusty chains are entirely broken. You are the demonstrated warrior of light, and heaven proudly crowns your massive victory today. They completely expected your deep isolation to finally destroy your gentle spirit. But your quiet incubation season simply turned you into a rare and totally unbreakable diamond. You do not need to constantly explain your massive deep value anymore. Your mere existence is a complete and devastating sentence to anyone who operates in the dark. The heavy generational curses that plagued your entire bloodline stop permanently with you. You are the cycle breaker heaven waited for. And your absolute total vindication is formally signed and sealed by the highest divine court. Step fully into your absolute divine power and receive the exact massive harvest heaven prepared exclusively for you. You survived the brutal hot fire, and you came out shining brighter than the blazing sun. Do not ever lower your massive elite frequency to make a weak demon comfortable again. Your total victory is entirely permanent and highly secure. Now listen to me very carefully, because we are approaching the final and most critical divine mandate. The massive verdict of explosive abundance has already been officially signed in highest heaven, but it absolutely requires a physical anchor on this earth to fully activate the pouring blessing. Heaven is watching your next move. You did not survive the dark burning fire just to live a mediocre and highly quiet life. The heavy window of massive multiplication is standing wide open for you right now. But you must firmly prove you are truly ready to receive this enormous spiritual harvest. God absolutely does not measure your deep faith by your silent thoughts. He measures your massive faith by your exact speed of physical obedience today. The dark enemy will desperately try to inject deep financial doubt into your left brain right now. He will actively tell you to heavily hesitate and calculate and wait for a better time. Silence that dark, deceiving voice immediately. Hesitation is a highly toxic matrix trap. That calculated hesitation is the exact dark programming designed to keep you permanently broke and completely stuck. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands your absolute, immediate obedience. Do not let the dark elite steal this massive incoming shift from you. This is your strict and urgent divine duty today. Your bold financial generosity actively triggers the massive incoming harvest. Sow your massive seed of absolute faith today to physically partner with this massive divine mandate. Give a generous super thanks right now and watch heaven multiply your physical harvest before the bright sun even rises tomorrow. Prove you belong to the elite and highly protected remnant. When you confidently sow your financial seed, you are actively telling the universe that you completely trust the divine timeline. You are officially locking your high frequency into the exact vibration of absolute wealth. Do not miss this highly critical divine appointment. Take immediate physical action right now before the heavy golden window permanently closes. The dark elite are absolutely terrified of chosen ones who actively fund the divine prophetic truth. Your physical seed builds a massive protective wall around your brand new abundance. Step confidently through the golden portal today and claim your absolute freedom. Claim everything the dark enemy secretly stole from your family bloodline. Your fast financial obedience actively guarantees your total permanent freedom. You are completely free, and you are entirely untouchable, chosen one. Leave your powerful physical mark on this exact message and walk proudly into your brand new season of total victory. The entire universe heavily applauds your magnificent and quiet triumph. Your dark enemies are forever locked entirely outside of your beautiful brand new kingdom. They can only desperately watch your massive rise from the freezing and completely isolated darkness. You hold the master key to your own magnificent destiny, and absolutely nobody can ever take it away. Use that master key today by stepping out in radical and massive blind faith. Seal your magnificent spiritual victory and anchor your incoming wealth instantly. Plant your physical financial seed and watch the massive divine rain completely flood your dry lands with enormous blessings. The heavy battle is officially over, and the massive golden spoils belong entirely to you. Claim your untouchable crown and step into the bright light. Heaven is actively waiting for your immediate faithful action right now.